Welcome to the Peace Run podcast, number 2. We are here today with Devashishu and Sumandala to talk about the Sri Chinmoy Peace Week, which took place in Palermo, Sicily in 2019. Tell us what happened. How did it begin? How did this thing come about?
So he went somehow to the cabinet of the mayor, and that is when it really started, because the mayor immediately embraced the project and started asking more. He said, yes, but I don't want just something in the museum. Let's make it the whole city an exhibition, the whole city dedicated to peace. So and it started like that, with the multiple locations.
Oh yeah, I should put my Palermitani hat on. Here we go. This was given to me by the mayor in 2016, and here I am wearing it. So, Devashishu, you ran with him. Was that planned, or he just sort of said, "Okay, let's go"?
And then someone said, "Run, you've got to run." I think it was one of his ministers actually, and he very happily started running. It wasn't because he's not a young man, he's not a super, he's a slim man, but he just started running, and he had no qualms about running. And people on the side of the street were recognizing him in public, citizens of Palermo waving and cheering, and he was waving back. And the funny thing is, we actually left the students behind. They couldn't keep up.
Really?
Wow. Because the students, are in their own world, and they're sort of teenagers, and they're sort of straggling along, and he took off, and the soldiers were with us, the police were with us, the ministers were with us. They all staying with him because they have to. Yeah. And I was right next to him. And at some point, someone said, wait for the students. Yeah, so I think this peace run was really something, he was really fond of, really happy to see it happening and see it connecting all these wonderful places in his own home city of Palermo.
What were the different elements?
So it's very interesting because the art exhibitions that's how it started, I think, with the idea of an art exhibition. And the exhibition would be of Sri Chinmoy's art, Jana Kala. Now, Jana Kala means fountain art, and this whole week was really a fountain in process, because it started with one idea, a small idea of an exhibition, and it was just a fountain. And as the months went by, I would get updates, and it had grown every time I heard. And my contact, Pranam from Switzerland, kept telling me, we had another meeting, there's 4 more things happening now. Then he had another one. He goes, now we've got more things. Now the mayor wants more, and it was this really a fountain. It just blossomed. And I think it was even blossoming while we were there. It was growing while we were there.
And one of the big things, the theme you see running throughout are these murals, these canvases that all got sewn together at the end. Can you take us through what that was and how it worked?
The whole event was 10 days long. So these children started painting the canvases on the first day, and then it went through the whole week. Different children coming in, painting on the canvas. And so this day of walking through the street at the end was really the culmination of all of that input from the children, all of those messages of peace, of friendship, of harmony, all expressed in color and pictures. So it was really a culmination, and it was and it really was just, it was beautiful, because this canvas unfurled came out just a sort of streak of color, 160 meters long is no joke. It was even longer than I thought it was going to be. It was huge, and it just sort of snaked its way through the city square where the town hall is, down the street, then up one of the main streets of Palermo. The streets were very busy, a lot of people out so the whole street was just enjoying this sort of colorful expression of peace, being carried by children, teachers, friends. It was a big parade, yeah, and it really felt like you just couldn't believe it. It couldn't have been any better.
And the kids who were holding it, carrying it, they were the ones who had made it, right?
Exactly. They were carrying their creation, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. And Sri Chinmoy says that, it's the children of the world will be the ones to bring peace. It's really their vision of peace that we need to focus on. So here there were children with their vision of peace, carrying it through the city, and everyone really enjoying it, being just delighted to see it. And what I didn't realize was it was very well. I knew it was windy. It was quite windy. It was sunny, but it was a little bit windy that day. And they were having quite a bit of trouble keeping the canvas from flying away, because, you know, it's 160 meters long. It becomes a bit like a huge kite, you know. There are some pictures at the end where these children are actually sitting on the canvas. And the reason they're sitting on it is because otherwise it would blow away at the final ceremony.
The day after the parade with the big canvas, I went to the museum, and all the workers in the museum, so as I met them, they came to me and they told me, look, this is the parade of yesterday's the talk of the day. All the shopkeepers along the, you know, this was a couple of Ks, you know, like the parade, maybe 2 miles, and all the shopkeepers are speaking about it. It was fantastic. Everybody's super happy. So, you know, that everybody was on board. That was fantastic, you know. So,
Sumandala, what about the concerts? Like there was that, I just watched the video now of there's this guy playing the oboe, and it's so beautiful.
and that oboe player, I can't remember his name now, but
Maestro Salvatore Ferraro.
Bravo. Okay, I went to him. I embraced it. I embraced him afterwards because it was so soulful, so out of his heart. It was pouring from his heart when he was playing. Yeah.
So it started on, what did it start on, a Saturday and went to a Saturday, or when did it, do you remember?
Well, actually, it finished on the 16th was the final parade, and then on the 17th we even visited the marathon because there was the Palermo marathon, so we went there. So it was sort of 11 basic days of events.
Wow, you must have been exhausted at the end.
And for me, it was like riding a wave. It was just, every day was full. It got bigger and better every day. You couldn't believe it. You know, every day was full. We went from one location to another with the torch, with the Peace Run team. And it just went like a wave, you know, just riding through the week.
Oh, what happened at the High Court?
But the head of the police, the head of sort of the Lawyers Guild, they met us, took us up the stairs. At the top of the stairs, we met the director of the High Court and several of the top people who worked there. And, you know, they just totally welcomed us. They held the torch. They received paintings by Sri Chinmoy. It was one of the places where paintings by Sri Chinmoy were exhibited during this week.
So you can see that Palermo, in a way, is a city on the frontier, you know, on the front line. They fight every day with a lot of issues, from criminality to poverty. It's a tough place in a way, you know. So these people that are there, they give you the feeling they know what they're talking about when they want peace. They know what it is. Yes. They know what it is not to have it. When you don't have legality, you don't have the fertile place to grow, for example, peace. And so all these people give you the feeling that they understand, and they are really, they fight in a way for peace. They are servers of peace in their own way. So they're all in all these high posts, but they are with their heart into it. And the whole city looks like a boat going in the same direction, from the mayor that has his vision, but also from all the others level of the institution. You get the same feeling in the university, in the tribunal, you know, these awesome ladies in the hospital and in the prison and everywhere, you know. So this was my feeling. Again, you know, these people know what they're talking about when we speak about peace. You see, this place is full of heroes. You know, when we speak of these people, they're heroes. You know, in their own way, they give their life, if not literally, like in this case, but through their dedication, and it's still there. These people that came before, they left an how do you say, like
legacy.
A legacy.
Yeah,
legacy, and it's there. And it's beautiful, and you know, you go there and these people, they know. But Peace Run is fantastic in this sense because it allows, the torch was the linking, the link of all these different experiences. They came together, and we were able to serve them, serve the city as a connective link.
We also went to the airport, which was, they had an exhibition of Sri Chinmoy's art there, and it's called the Falcone Borsellino Airport. Those are two names of anti-mafia judges, so you can see the whole society. There's a big transformation taking place, and it's taken place over many years, and it's been hard to really transform. But as Sumandala says, everybody on all these levels really values peace, values what peace is.
It's not theory, it's very practical, and that's beautiful to see.
I mean, Sri Chinmoy says there's no price too great to pay for inner peace, and you see it in a place like that. It means more than anything to have peace. It means a real, that society can thrive and move forward, and the best can come forward. And then we go to the hospital, and all these, we went from every department of the hospital, somebody carried the torch to another department. All of the leaders of the different departments, I think 20 different departments in that hospital, it's a big hospital, came out and carried the torch. And they were like children with such sweetness and joy. They embraced the torch. So it was interesting to see, and those people right now will be working really hard, with the current epidemic virus. They'll be working in, saving lives right now.
Everybody's contributing. And then I think from Devashishu words, from everybody that I heard speaking about the event, we all felt grateful. I mean, for me, I was left with an enduring feeling of gratitude because I could be part of this, I could be an instrument, and everybody felt, it was doing maybe a little part, but essential to the whole thing. And same thing is with art, with music, with the smiles of the children, the dedication of these heroes that every day fighting to make the community a better place. All this is peace, and it's not something theoretical. It's super practical, and you saw here in this Sri Chinmoy Peace Week coming alive. And it was so beautiful to see.
Yeah, I was just going to say that you feel like this intense 10 days of peace activities really showed you that peace is a subject, is something really important. It's something I think humanity will really learn to value and study and import into every aspect of life. It will be used in every aspect of life.
It sounds like a glimpse into the future. It would be a totally and completely and utterly different world, and it's just such a tiny shift. It's not like to create a new world you need to rebuild everything. It's just this inner kind of shift, and it's that simple.
Ranjana Ghosh, the curator of the art, the exhibition, I think she said, looking at the exhibition, she said, I was very happy to hear. She said, this is the most beautiful exhibition we have ever seen of Sri Chinmoy art, because it was quite a palace. The place is an amazing, from a noble family in the past that has been refurbished and made into a museum. And she said that you made the impossible possible. And this, I was speaking with Laura yesterday, and she told me that for me was exactly my feeling. It was one of the main things. It felt impossible, and instead somehow, everything unfolded and it happened.
Peace run. Peace run.